Morning, everybody.
Morning, Rabbi.
Today is Tu Beav. It's a holiday. It's a day of celebration. It's a day that we don't say Tachnun. Certain prayers are omitted because of the holiday. So what's the holiday? What exactly is Tu Beav? So we know that every 15th there's a full moon. But that happens every month. It doesn't just happen this month. So the first thing that happened is historically, we need a little bit of an intro. The first Tisha B'Av was in the wilderness, in the desert. That when the Jewish people heard the news from the spies that they came back, that the land is too strong, the people there are giants, and there's no way that we could conquer the land of Israel, they all started to cry. They didn't just start to cry, they started to wail. You don't wail unless there's a real problem. And Hashem said that if this is the way you respond, then this will be a day that you will cry. And anytime there's going to be a problem, it's going to be Tisha B'Av. But Tisha B'Av started in the desert. Tisha B'Av started right after the Jewish people left Egypt. And what happened was they were punished that they would not enter the land of Israel. And they will be stuck in the wilderness for 40 years. And every year, on Tisha B'Av, people will pass away, and so you don't know who's going to pass away. So what did they do? They had a whole plan over there. Everybody on Tisha B'Av, the night before Tisha B'Av, they would dig out a grave. They would go to sleep in the grave. That's what the Medrash says. And if they woke up, they woke up. If not, they were covered. And every year, throughout the 40 years, the whole generation passed away, and the new generation came. Came the last year 439 or year 40, and it's it. You got the last percentage of people that are left alive. They dug their grave. They went to sleep. They wake up the next morning, and they're like, "Hey, I'm here." They said, "Okay, listen, maybe something's wrong with the calendar. Maybe we miscalculated another day." So went back to sleep the next day after Tisha B'Av, and the next day, and the next night, till they saw it was a full moon. When they saw the full moon, they know it's definitely, there's no mistake. They're alive. So that was the first holiday of Tisha B'Av, after Tisha B'Av, the Tu Beav, that they came to celebrate that they were alive. Hashem, the last year, He spared them. He said, "Okay, you guys, it's enough. We're going to let you guys be part of the plan." So that's the first celebration of Tu Beav. Another thing that the Mishnah says about Tu Beav, that this was the day, this was the night, that all the girls of Yerushalayim would come out. The singles, they would go out to be able to make shidduchim. They would borrow clothing from each other, so nobody should be wearing what they do have, what they don't have. So everybody, in a sense, is wearing the same thing. And there were a lot of shidduchim that were made, marriages that were made on this day, or this night. There are different other things in here historically that happen also on Tu Beav, which is very, very special. So it's a day of celebration. It's a day of marriage. It's a day of connection. It's a day of great things. The Rebbe has a very interesting explanation. The Rebbe says like this: Tisha B'Av is the lowest day of the year. It's the saddest day of the year. It's the biggest destruction. The biggest destruction is Tisha B'Av. Now, the moon, its completion is on the 15th. So the 15th is like the power of the month, in a sense. So if we have Tisha B'Av, the lowest point of the month, and the lowest point of the year is Tisha B'Av, the highest point has to be the 15th that cleans it all up. So 15th is not just a day that cleans up that month, it cleans up that month, that whole year. Because you have the lowest point, and you only go low to be able to go higher. So you have to come back up at least that high, if not higher. So Tu Beav contains in itself the potential of full completion, and even more than what Tisha B'Av has. So it's a tikkun for that month, but in a sense also tikkun for that year. So Hashem should help that just like Tu Beav, the first year when they messed up with Tisha B'Av, they've already had, Tu Beav was already a tikkun for that the people stopped dying on that day, and they were permitted to go into Eretz Yisrael, in a sense. So too, we should be able to be zoicha, that we should be accomplishing whatever we need to accomplish this day, that it should also make a tikkun for our Tisha B'Av, and we should be zoicha to the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu Meher B'Neinu V'Nemer. Amen.